story. You were seeing two of Verero's men dart off in this instance, heading towards where the top of the Ascidian gate is. Again, sprawled out in front of the, on top of the houses as well. And you see Verero kind of seems to just be kind of clocking everything in this moment. Isn't paying attention to the two guards that wandered off. It's just seemingly, much like Tyneal and yourself, is kind of taking mental notes of things.
I am taking mental notes of those guards because either they know something or they either are looking to, they're here to get something that no one knows is here yet, or they're here to start trouble, and neither of them bodes well.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to
So
do anything?
I would like to take a moment to observe them.
Okay.
I'm going to try to, I would like to try to track their movements, if that includes also physically following them without being, I guess, without being noticed. So I guess a stealth roll here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're unfortunately gonna need a stealth roll with that.
That is a 24 on stealth.
Okay. You see one guard dart off to the right, a little bit closer to you and where the tiefling mom and her children are. Not quite in the same cluster, but I would say probably a cluster or two down. And seems to be just kind of standing behind several people that are kind of murmuring about and just kind of leaning forward and kind of murmuring in a few people's ears pretty quietly. And then there's one doing similar off on the left.
I want to use detect thoughts.
Okay.
And I want to read their surface level thoughts.
Okay. Let me see something real quick, because this is interesting. Okay. I'm gonna need you. Can you add... Let's do a wisdom check with it.
Okay, a wisdom check.
Mm-hmm.
You need a wisdom check.
I do.
Okay. Wisdom or insight?
Wisdom.
Okay, a straight up wisdom is currently a 17.
17. Okay.
Did you say add proficiency or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You get, and which one are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the right or the left?
The one that's closest to me.
Okay, so the one on the right. You feel immediately a block. And you feel yourself fighting against this kind of metal door. Pushing against it, nothing. And at that moment, the one that's closest to you seems to pause and look around real quick. And you see Verero's head kind of immediately clocking into that direction as well.
There is... Okay. So, those are for their... Okay, so hold on. That's for all of that other stuff there. Okay. Okay, so surface level thoughts are just like completely quiet, and it has drawn the attention of multiple people.
Why don't you go ahead and do an
When I
Arcana
say,
check? Let's do an
and when I
Arcana
say,
check, and maybe that'll help clarify things a little bit.
well, like, here's my hypothesis. My
Mm-hmm.
hypothesis is, like, there is a magic that blocks divination, but also has linked them to each other. So if one person
Mm-hmm.
is, obviously, if one person is being probed, the others are immediately made aware.
Something
But they
along
don't,
those effects, but yes.
but I haven't probed hard enough for them to figure out that it's me immediately.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, you need an arcana from me?
Yeah, just to kind of...
That is
Since
a
you're
22.
22, yes. So almost exactly the way that you framed it, of there is something that is blocking even the most basic thought, surface level thought. And there is a linkage in place, but it likely, because it was so delayed, I will say, because again, math equations moving behind you, Rory. It wasn't like it rang the dinner bell and Verrero was immediately made aware. You saw the guard immediately look to Verrero, giving that kind of visual signal, turning their face away from the crowd and from the Ysidian gate to Verrero. And that's when Verrero looked in their direction and then started looking around.
In that moment that I'm able to clock here, does that read like panic? Or just like, or is it like mild alarm? Like
mild alarm.
It's like something's off here and I don't know what this is.
Yeah. Mild alarm, because Verrero doesn't really panic. The guard looks more so of like, this is strange.
I'm going to, in that moment of distraction, I'm going to scan the thoughts in the same way of the person like one of the people he just said something to.
Okay. He was speaking to, it looked like 3 people that had been kind of clustered around. And so with that, you see largely they are a mixture of vendors, other kind of marketplace sellers, as well as individuals that are just regular civilians. Some look like farmers too. They're all kind of huddled, talking. The surface level thoughts that you get, because are you looking at one specific person or all 3?
Just one.
Okay.
Like, I'm just picking one out of the people that he talked to, because I would imagine that since they just said something,
sure,
that would be immediately on their mind in some way of just being like, they said such and such and so, even if they don't know what that means.
Sure. So let me ask this then. Of the 3 that I named, a vendor, one looked like a regular civilian, and a farmer, which of those are you tapping into?
The vendor at the moment.
Vendor. Okay. Look of surprise that, like, Crownsguard has approached them. The surface level thoughts that you get is a mixture of confusion first.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a weary kind of thought that kind of seems to trail in of, well, wait a minute. He could be right. Tynail's not here. Sure, his guards are, but he's not here. And I mean, it looks like Verrero set up this camp to make sure that everyone was safe and is even here personally. Should we trust Tynail or should we trust Verrero? Those kind of thoughts milling about, as well as probably the one that's more blaring is that this one, the vendor, is seemingly been, this is one of the shops that has been impacted as well. As you can kind of see, every now and then he kind of darts his eyes back towards a tent which is completely collapsed, with what looks like the very point of the Ascidian gate smashing through it. That he's being pulled in for questioning.
Who's being pulled in for questioning?
The vendor. He's been summoned to speak with Verrero in regards to this. And you can, I would say, you don't need detect thoughts. You can see the other guard on the left is kind of moving from cluster to cluster. And it's not too long after that the kind of quiet murmurings of wondering like what the next steps are, etc., start to grow to people being more upset than anything.
Okay. So, I walk over to I walk back over to that family of people.
The tiefling family off to the right. Yep.
And I start a conversation, like, say just briefly, a moment. Say, my apologies for earlier. I forgot to introduce myself. And goes, my name is Tave of the Ascidian Gate, sent here by Tyneel to help.
Can you get a little bit closer to your mic? You're fading in and out a little bit. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, because I'm speaking quietly and I'm like trying not to do that. I will try to speak up. I'm projecting.
Right,
okay?
but you were speaking quietly.
Well, like, because we'll talk about that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
How about that?
No,
So
I get it.
it's kind of like, hi, my name is Tave. I'm here on behalf of the Ascidian Gate, sent here by Tyneel to help the people of the town recover. And I would like you to know that Tyneel sends his regards and hopes to be here to help rebuild and protect the city in the same way that I was able to be here today on his behalf to help protect you and your child. In the event that this is meant that anybody asks you about that, feel free to talk to them about what you've experienced here today. And if there's something that we can also do to help you, it seems, rebuild your home here, I would be more than happy.
Thank you. We appreciate. We've been supporters of Tyneel throughout this entire thing, so I do appreciate that very, very much. And she starts to trail off, and you see she's looking over towards where the tent is set up with the food and supplies. And you see at this point there is now a gathering crowd of individuals that is approaching it quite angrily. And it's at this moment, too, additionally, you actually get a ping from Corbin circling above. Hey, I don't really think they're into a fashion show. In fact, it's looking like you might want to get out of there. Just, it's not looking great.
What are you seeing?
And you see visually from Corbin's view as he's kind of perched himself on one of the surrounding kind of homes that have not been impacted, where it looks like some other kind of makeshift shelter has been set up. You can now see visually the kind of square that you're in, the tents, and you can see people are angrily starting to approach the Crown's Guard wearing that have Tyneel's sigil, that are the ones that are passing out the blankets and the food and the water. And some of them have begun throwing rocks at the Crown's Guard. Others are starting to go in and are seemingly getting into some kind of alteration, as you see several gentlemen kind of grabbing some Crown's Guard and immediately tackling them to the ground. Verero's just watching all of this happen. And you just hear shouting of, Tyneal is cooped up and, where's Tyneal? Like just yelling. And tables are being flipped over, blankets are being stolen. Now blankets are being fought amongst the people. People are fighting over food, drinks, everything. And you can kind of see the tiefling woman with her children off to the right are kind of like backing away from the scene, obviously not wanting to be a part of this or get involved in all of this. But it's turning into the Crown's Guard quickly that are aligned with Tyneal specifically are being overwhelmed. They're holding their own, but you definitely see that conflict on their faces of, we don't want to fight back because these are also civilians and this could make it worse, but also needing to defend themselves.
Okay.
So
I do 2 things immediately. Well, 3 things. Thing number 1, I find a place that is out of the way.
Okay.
And I feel like we have communication devices, right?
You do. You have the earrings.
Each,
Yep.
right? And we only get to use them once a day, right?
Once every 3 days.
Once every 3 days? Okay. So
the charge had just been used from one of you because you had contacted Hyacinth and Tyneal. Yeah, from Theodora. Thank you, Fair. So you still have your charge and Astani still has hers.
I use the... I take a moment to step into a hiding place, and I reach out to Hyacinth with my earring.
After a moment, she kind of quietly gets on. Yeah? Are you okay?
Hyacinth, I need you to listen carefully. Verero is out here and stirred up some trouble among the people in the grotto, and has stirred up some rumor and trouble among the people in the grotto and has agitated them.
Oh, jeez.
To the point that they are now attacking the Obsidian Gate and demanding the presence of Tiny. I am aware that some of the discord they have sown is simply because Tyneal is not physically present on site. Tables are being flipped. The guards are doing their best not to fight back with the people. Now, Hyacinth, and I want you to listen to this part very carefully. I am in a position to cause a major distraction of some kind here, if you wish. But I do not feel that Tyneal's presence here is going to be optional.
No. Stand down. And you can kind of see she's cursing underneath her breath, quietly. Presumably Tyneal is still passed out asleep right now.
I do have the ability to assume his form for the time being. And what I will need you to do is tell me what it is that you would like, what you would have me say.
No, and I appreciate that. Verero is laying a trap for Tyneal to come out. He knows how exhausted Tyneal is, and even can see through a lot of deceptions. Motherfuck is all you hear through the connection. And she's like,
I will also inform you that the guard that he has with him, some among them are protected from divination magic.
That doesn't surprise me. We've been doing some investigative work on our end. Believe me, I've been doing a lot. Okay.
I can chew another barrier cube if you would prefer.
No. Please, no. I want you to get back to the task at hand that you were already working on. Thank you for this intel. I've already got an idea of how to handle this.
I am here on a task of a different type. However, I am in a position to help you since I am here and you are not yet here. What would you have me do to buy you time?
If you can get individuals out of there, I won't say no. Otherwise, make yourself scarce. I've got some calls to make.
individuals?
Anyone who's not actively being a part of this, what? And she kind of pauses, listening for a moment, because she can hear through the connection with you what's going on in the crowd around. What is, I'm assuming, an angry mob. We'll get ahead of this. And you've already been a massive help with letting us know. The only reason I'm telling you to stand down, because believe me, Rory, I would love for you and your group to absolutely tear into Verrero, off the record, obviously, is that we have to play this political game very carefully.
Well, I will not engage destruction. However, I do have an idea. If Ferrero would like a rumor, I will give him a rumor to have.
You kind of hear her pause for a second. I will trust your judgment on this. If Theodora has faith in you, then so do I. Just please don't chomp on any cubes, please, I beg. you just hear that through the thing.
I am going to do what is potentially a very terrifying thing. Have we been able... Okay. I focus my attention on Ferrero.
Mm-hmm. Who you see in this moment, expressions changed. Eyes are the only thing that gives away that he is happy with what's going on. The rest of his face is stone cold, same expression. And you can see at this point he's starting to, kind of seeing what's happening, get ready to move his horse along. Like, okay, the work here is done, kind of thing.
So, here's what I would like. I want to roll perception. The thing is, I want to do a couple of things. I want to see how physically protected he is.
Okay.
So that is a 25 on perception.
All right. That. 2 of his guards obviously had moved about, and you can see that they are still milling about. Some of them are very quietly kind of approaching some of the more hesitant kind of quandary of people that are kind of spread about.
So they're busy spreading rumors.
They're still working on things. Yeah, you can still see that some of them are, yeah.
The second thing I would like to do is I would like to... How far would you say Ferrero is from me?
Not far. You're still by the tiefling mom and her children. So probably within about 6 to 8 feet, I would say.
Okay. I want to do this. I'm going to give you a sleight of hand check for what I'm trying to do here.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to add an inspiration die to that. Okay. I'm going to roll it. No, ma'am. What are you doing? Okay. Sorry. My cat was over there picking at something and she shouldn't be.
You're good.
That is a 20 on sleight of hand.
Okay.
I want to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
On Verrero.
Okay.
And I would like to know what protections he has.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to ask same thing I asked before. Mm-hmm. This time I'm going to ask you to add an Arcana check with it.
An Arcana check?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said an Arcana?
Yep.
Okay. That is a 21 on Arcana.
Okay. All right. You get bombarded with pings with the amount of magic that is around and within Verrero. You get a non-detection spell. You get a mind blank. You also get a ring of mind shielding along with it. You get boots of haste as well. elven bracers. All of these things are lit. Like almost everything he is wearing is lit up. To get that context. But the big ones are he seems to be most protective of his mind and his own presence.
Okay. So,
which is not too far off since he is a man on the council and is high up. He is able to afford these items and likely probably got some of these across his own journeys too. But like, yeah, he is. If this was like moths being drawn to a flame, he would be completely covered.
Okay. Now, the reason why I was looking at this, right, is trying to figure out if this, what Rory is thinking is, does this do any of these things render him immune to illusions? And currently,
no,
none of those protections do.
Nope.
And so, I am going to take an additional moment. Rory crafts an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know what the idea is, or should we just role play?
You should just go for it, honestly. I feel like it's more fun if you just go for it.
Rory puts takes a moment again, just engaging, being soft with the family, but lays a hand to his chest and goes, well, if it's people that you want to speak to.
I'm sorry, can you talk louder?
No,
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. This is it's so hard to be a method actor.
I understand that. That's the thing.
Oh my
okay,
God.
actually, hold
okay,
on. You know what?
Like,
you know what? Let me go. Let me use.
Please don't put yourself in the category of method actors, because most of them are the most rankest motherfuckers on the planet. Please don't.
Please.
You know what? Fair enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this and speak at the same volume.
Perfect.
If it's words that you wish for people to hear, Valera, then I will make sure that they hear the words that you would speak if Tyneal were you.
Okay.
I feel
like we have a drum roll going now of what Rory is about to do.
I cast Kendrick Lamar and I roast this motherfucker to oblivion. Okay.
Oh, no.
I cast Summon Kendrick Lamar.
I cast Phantasmal Force.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So this spell crafts an illusion. The target has to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
And on a failed save, you can create an object, creature, or other phenomenon no larger than a 10-foot cube that is perceivable only to the target for the duration.
I love this. Hang on, let me pull up his sheet. This is incredible. I love it so much. Salem agrees. Yeah. Okay. You said it's an intelligence savings throw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is going to be a 17 on the die.
Now, my DCs for spells are a 14.
Oh.
However,
yeah.
As I see that defiance set in his eyes where he tries to do this, again, internal monologue. You will, in fact, see truth today, whether you wish to or not.
Let's go.
He has a 4.
Oh my God. Okay. What does he see in place?
So what it is Tyneal, but it's Tyneal.
Yeah.
In like his full regalia, calm and composed, and about 6 inches taller than he normally is. Just like imposing and present, and is in no way unsettled. by everything going on. The world around him just fades into like muted silence.
Yep.
It is my understanding that you were asking about my presence today.
Oh, shit.
Because the illusions can include sound
Yes, they
and color
can.
and heat and all that other stuff.
Yes, they can. Ferrero does not say anything. You see his eyes like lift a bit, eyebrows raise, and you see him like look around for a second to see if anyone else is seeing Tidial poof in front of him. But he does not say anything. Hi, Sam.
Nothing after causing so much turmoil for the people in this town.
Do an intimidation check. We've got the shadows up, so I feel like you need intimidation with it.
Sin, if you don't use that nat 20.
You know, well, I don't know if I'll need it for something else, but you know what? Sure. That is a now, like, actually, hold on, let me roll this real quick to tell you what I'm going to get. It's a 12, but no, it's not, because it's a 20.
Okay. Let me ask this.
Mm-hmm.
What singular thought are you trying to impose onto Ferrero that is coming through onto this intimidation?
The thought that I have is the thought I think I want to have the intimidation, right? Is that you will never be far enough ahead of me to make me lesser than you.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
Because I don't think Ferrero is the kind of person who wants who like someone goes to and tries to meet with like might or physical strength or try to be made to cower. It's he enjoys feeling superior so much that the most intimidating thing I could do is to have someone who can keep up with his shenanigans.
Yeah.
And he's never able to outpace them.
Correct. Okay. The illusion pops up. And you see him like kind of almost pull back on the reins a little bit as that statement is made. That thought presented. And you see the horse pull back slightly. Not quite raising itself up like it was before. And I think you see beads of sweat forming. And a solid vein just kind of as for a moment, a flash of fear crosses his face that you can see is easily split between the fear of showing that he's afraid, as well as the fear of has he met his match with Tiny L potentially. And after a moment, he huffs, horse pawing at the ground, doesn't say anything. Still. But you do see a slight shake, similar to when Deodora intimidated him the day before, in his hand, ever so slightly, as he rounds his horse and heads back. The two guards, away.
Away from the forest?
Yep.
Okay.
You see the two guards that were still accompanying him, still with him, and then the two that were milling about the group slowly, kind of similar to you, slowly like mist moving back towards where their post was.
You will answer, Ferrero.
And in the background, there is a deep roll of thunder.
Yep. I love it. Love it so much. It is still chaos as this is happening. It is still chaos. You can see the Crown's Guard align with Tyneal. At this point, they have managed to get themselves out of the tent, which is being torn to shreds as people are tearing it apart. Food is being thrown. The Crown's Guard align with Tyneal are kind of in a retreat, also slowly back towards where what remains of the Ascidian Gate is. Some of them are looking bruised. Some of them have mud. Some of them have what looks like tomatoes and other fruits that have been kind of thrown at them.
Like for that,
Mhm.
how are they relatively close together? The people who are doing all these things still?
They're
Or have
kind of
most people
spread out.
dispersed?
It is starting to spread like wildfire as this is happening.
Can I run and throw things? Do I? Oh wait, can I actually? Yeah, I want to run and throw things.
Okay.
Let me give you an acrobatics for running and throwing things.
Okay. This is true.
God. Okay. We're throwing in some inspiration dice here.
I love it.
Because we need to do that. Oh. Okay. Well, that definitely helped. So that acrobatics is a 29.
29. Okay.
Here's what I want to do with the acrobatics.
Okay.
I want to, because the men have pulled out. Well, have all of the guards pulled out?
Most of them, you can see like one or two are trying to, but they're like very much in the movies of like
Perfect.
getting out and
No,
then getting
they're-
pulled back in kind of thing.
They're the first people. They're the first people that I target. I'm going to run around and I'm going to try. This is what I'm trying to do, and what I rolled that for. I'm going to run around and try to, as unnoticed as possible,
Sure.
while running, throw barrier cubes.
Oh, snap. Okay. Why don't you go
So,
ahead and
I'm
roll
going-
stealth? Yeah.
So, that's stealth. Oh, good grief, please. Hold on. Where is it? This one here. Okay. That is going to be a total of 30 on stealth.
Yeah.
Just to
Gone with the
note,
wind.
right?
Yeah.
Just to note here, that was a 7 on the die. I had to pull out an inspiration die for backup, but listen, it worked.
You
So
do what you gotta do. Hey, that's what they're there for. Yep.
So I am running around and especially just kind of gathering things, trying to like slip into the places where people aren't really paying attention to me. It's just this blur, and then suddenly barriers are just popping up
Okay.
around the people who are causing the most chaos. And I may or may not have accidentally wound up with a couple of Verero's men in the mix of it, since they
Sure.
couldn't leave.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Verero even cares enough to slow down to stop.
No. Okay. Yeah, you do see at least the vast majority. How many cubes do you throw? That might help me a little bit.
No, I just throw them until because I have like a stack of like 40 something of
Yeah,
them.
you have a bunch.
So basically I'm just running around to everywhere where there's the most conflict happening, and specifically where like Verero's men are, and just throwing cubes to capture all of the people in that spot.
Gotcha. Okay.
So basically until we have caught all the dissenting people.
You get about 5 cubes that are used.
Okay.
You are capturing some that are just people that were trying to get out and got caught in the fray, but they're in the mix. All caught up. The fighting is still continuing, but now they're within the cube, so at least it's not spreading further into the grotto and the city proper. Verero is still moving down the street with his 2 remaining guards.
Right. And like the idea for that wasn't even necessarily to capture him as much as to have that moment. There is a prayer that basically Rory says at this moment that someone saw that moment somehow, and never minding that, kind of has to focus on the people who are now here left, right? Like
Yeah.
his Barrero, it was mostly doing a thing of having to have Barrero deal with something because now we'll talk about that later. There is you said there are 5 bubbles out here?
Mhm.
Okay.
In total, it
Can
looks like there's been about 45 to 60 people that have been kind of caught up into these bubbles.
of those people, would you say, not for any purposes,
Sure, yeah.
that the amount of people who seem to be the most passionate
Mhm.
in their dissent would number, like, some people, right,
Mhm.
are probably out here just doing things because they just saw that things were being
Yeah.
done. But among the people who are leading that or urging it on, how many of them would you say there were?
Of the 45
And would
to
it be,
60?
yeah, would there be, 12 or less?
No.
How many would there be
About 30 to 35. It's almost half.
of people who are like actively like making that stuff happen?
Yeah. And you can see a large portion are like just were caught up because it was much like putting a flame to gasoline. Everything lit up super quick. So, the ability to get out of it, especially since the tents and stuff were kind of almost blockading people in because the gate and the destruction were ahead. Everyone was there. The tents were here. And then the rest of the city of Dorix was there. So this was kind of the line people have to run towards. So there was not really anywhere else they could go. So a lot of people were corralled in.
You said, and those are the 35 that are corralled in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like what I'm looking for, not how many people did we corral in those bubbles,
Sure.
but very specifically in those bubbles, how many of them are like the people who are like actively egging on a problem?
That's what I mean. About
It's those
30 to 35. Yeah. Out of the 45 to 60. Yes.
So like half of them.
So about half.
About half of them?
Yeah. They were able to, and clearly you can see it's not all merchants. It's not all vendors. It is a mix. Civilian, vendor.
Because it would have to be.
Even 1 or 2 Crowns Guard that are not Ferreros. That seem like they have been swayed either by what just happened, or what was said to them.
Where are the other members of the Ascidian Gate?
The ones that were working the tent, they're kind of collecting themselves. They looked like they had been ready to run, and then the bubbles popped up. Some of them seem like they're recovering. A couple look like they're similar to the earpieces that you all wear, kind of talking to some individuals pretty quickly. A little bit of panic on their faces as that's kind of happening. And like, again, Ferrer just, at this point is starting to turn into a dot as now the commotion from what's happened here has drawn people from the outskirting streets and neighborhoods to see what has been going on over here. But for the sake of everything, it does look like at least the situation has been handled. No one's getting hurt. They're still bickering, they're still fighting, but yeah.
But things are contained at least.
Yes, they are as secure as can be, all things considered.
Okay. If I can discern who they are among the farmers, the vendors, because some of those people that they spoke to are probably leaders of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like there are 35 of them, but those aren't like 35 leaders. Those are
No.
like a handful of leaders who have a bunch of people who are loyal to them.
Some of them, it's honestly, the vast majority are regular people. Some are part of the Merchants Guild. Some are part of the Farmers Guild as well. But luckily, no one that's like heads of those positions. Likely, these are the like maybe the cousins or like the spouse of them kind of thing.
Well, like
Getting caught up into it.
And when I'm talking about leaders here, just to be clear about this, I'm not talking about like someone with like a formal title as much as the person, because like leadership in a lot of cases is, especially in a town like this, is kind of an informal thing, because you might have a lot of people who are just like I don't care what boss man says, if that person says it, I'm gonna do it. So kind of whoever has those personalities, I try to clock how many of those people there.
You would get about 10.
Are they like easily identifiable people?
And it's honestly, it comes down to those 10 are, it's very slight, but they're just, their clothing is a little bit more put together.
Okay. Do I see people, like, what do I see the people like closest to those people doing?
All fighting still.
Okay.
Throwing them on chaos. It is just chaos within there.
There's chaos happening. So again, I'm just going to I'm just going to continue doing shenanigans, and I'm going to do that once a day kind of thing.
Sure.
And I'm going to use mass suggestion on those people.
You would know they're within the bubble, so no magic from outside the bubble is going to come through.
So I would have to drop the bubbles before I could do it. Okay. Okay.
Bubbles were designed to let nothing in or out, specifically for that reason. Both magically and weapon-based with that. But yeah.
Is there a way, if I just speak normal words, they can hear them, right?
Yeah. If they choose to listen, again, I know we're just the two of us talking. It is literally, it sounds almost like a tailgate. Just loud people shouting.
I try to find a member of the city in court and ask them if they have anything that would increase the volume of my voice so I can speak to everyone.
None of them do at this time.
None of them do. So it's basically taking a risk. Really big one. Yeah.
Yep. And with the caveat, obviously, too, you would be putting yourself, who has been very stealthy in this situation, right under that spotlight.
If I drop the bubbles and then talk to them.
Mm-hmm. Or if you keep the bubbles up and you try. Just to note that kind of thing. Because I know you've been trying to move stealthily throughout this, all of it as well. You are going to directly put a spotlight onto you, but also whatever you might be doing. Okay. Both in this present moment and after.
Because the thing is, if you're talking about people still fighting each other, then like I'm worried that someone is either going to get hurt or they're going to die. Now, if by fighting you mean that they're just squabbling and arguing.
Some are squabbling, arguing. A lot of the punch throwing is kind of stopped now with the bubbles being in place. But a large, you can see a few people are injured. No one's stabbed. No one has been, honestly, the main people who have been hurt are the Crown Guard that were aligned with Tyneal. They're the ones that are worse for wear.
Okay.
But they're standing, they're breathing, they're not bleeding out kind of thing.
Okay. If people aren't because I thought people were physically fighting.
They were.
But in the bubble.
Yeah, they were, but then I think them picking up that they're trapped probably doesn't make sense to keep beating the shit out of each other if you're trapped in the bubble and vice versa. So now it's kind
Okay.
of, it moved into now squabbling versus, you know, you're not seeing blood smears on the side of the bubble kind of thing.
Okay, so I think the last thing I'm going to do then, instead of what I originally planned to do, was we're gonna see. Well, you know something. I guess we're just gonna see who gets asked where the bubble. You know something. No one needs to know where the bubbles came from. It's fine. They just appeared.
Well, and the Crown's Guard are known to carry a few of these, so it's not going to be a where they come from kind of thing. The presumption's going to be there.
Okay.
But
well, then I will leave that as it is.
Sure. And what are you doing next?
Looking around for, because the reason I came here originally was that I was trying to keep people from following Astani
Yeah,
and Diodora.
correct.
Now there's been a whole bunch of fighting. Bubbles are up. The guard is out here, but Corbin hasn't said anything about seeing any of those
Yeah, he
people
hasn't
following me
noted
anywhere.
anyone following you. So, still that same messaging. Like, it's all clear. He gave you the warning you might want to leave, but that was about it.
Thank you for the warning, Corbin. I think I have done as much as it's reasonable to do here for the moment, so I suppose we should try to catch up with the others.
Makes sense. Racia is like here, and you just see as he starts flapping quickly down the street.
I take a moment to make another disguise that has me look like a normal townsperson from the grotto before I head over there.
Okay. Can you go ahead and roll for that?
Yay, a nat 20 for that one.
Let's go! Okay.
I am a master of disguises.
You
My
are.
name is Tim Gunn.
Yeah, you are very easily able to blend in normal John Doe moving down the streets. And I imagine beelining it towards the cemetery district, or graveyard district rather, finding yourself within the cemetery where Astani and Diodora are as their group reconvenes.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This is above table. This is me talking. That was like, I loved that scene. I could have watched that for the next 2 hours. But also, I'm gonna be really real. I feel like that was unfair because I should have been there to fight.
like cut to like 2 minutes before where like Asani's charging in behind like Theodore. Like this is where we just needed to like come through the wall.
Yep.
Yeah. Burst in like the fucking Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to rock shit. Cause I'll tell you what, like, and even if I didn't fight, I had so much that I wanted to say, and Diodora doesn't know this is happening.
Nope.
But in the meta, she does know what this is happening.
And then
She's
like a
happy,
roll of
but
parchment just goes down the list. Like,
Yeah,
okay, let me start at
yeah.
number 1.
I just quote all of Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar. And then I tell all the people who are fighting, like, you really gonna listen to this bitch ass? He don't even show up until after the fact. He was not here. He ain't been here, and he sits up on his little tower up on the goddamn mountain. You gonna listen to him? Shut up. Go home, Roger.
If I had the ability, right? If I had the ability to do it, I would. If it wasn't both concentration magic, I would have had Titaniel appear, and then right after that, I would have used Call Lightning. But I couldn't because they're both concentration.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm under the table now.
Rory, you meet up with Astani and Diodora at the gates of the mausoleum.
Oh, they're
Well,
coming in. As soon as they see them, there's just like that small pickup of the step, even like a whisper like that comes out, just like Rory, and
no, like there's like I look like a townsperson
Yeah.
except I have like a hood on.
oh my
It's
god,
like-
that's true.
Yeah.
Do we know that we're going to head there together though,
Mm-mm.
or like we'll meet you up there? No.
Yes, you
Okay,
did.
then
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
Rory
Yeah.
said go. I'll meet you
yeah.
there.
So
yeah.
the let it be like Osani just being like it could be up. Hello. Good. Fine person.
So it's like,
No need-
good
no need-
morrow to you. Like, who are you?
There's no need for alarm. At least not here at the mausoleum. Perhaps back at the grotto, but that is a discussion to have at a different time. Barrera was up to some unfortunate. Tornado is going to need a lot of assistance.
I can assist by shoving my sword up that goblin's ass.
Allow me to assure you, were you there at the time, you would have done far worse.
And I like just like start walking with everybody into the mausoleum.
Okay. You find yourself.
Storm clouds over my head, just angry.
I think as you descend and that statement was made, like there's another bolt of lightning and then thunder rolling in as you all begin your descent down the stairs until you find yourselves back within that room.
I think I pointedly don't look. You know, like I just like kind of keep, like I have like horse blinders on. Just sorry, Astani. No offense. I just don't look. I don't want to see it. Just go straight towards like wherever like the next door or archway or whatever is.
It's not. It's the tomb itself in the very center.
Oh, okay.
So I go, hey, Theodora.
And
I
I
can
love
do
you
this.
so much. I'm so sorry. Can you please?
Theodora, I can do this part if you would like to remain outside.
I will watch the door.
There's like a kind of like that knowing nod in exchange of like, yeah, I feel you. And
Yeah.
Rory goes in to go and get some bone weave thread.
Yeah. And I think I position myself in such a way where it's like, I'm like, if there's like a little short hallway-ish type place, like I'm kind of like in the middle of that, like where I can still see my companions, but I can't really see like I can still hear my companions and like out of my periphery see them moving, but I'm not looking into the room.
Sure. So there are little alcoves kind of spread out. It's all one main room. It's just the individuals that you were not looking at are off in the far left corner, where Astani had been kind of doing their little ceremony over. Rory, you have not see invisibility. You have dark vision, correct?
I do.
Okay. I need a strength check as you're pushing the top of the tomb that's in the very center of the room.
Okay, well, my strength rolls are just whatever's on the die because I don't have a modifier. That's a 19.
19. With difficulty, you are able to push. And you do see that there are kind of cobwebs that are lining the tomb itself. But eventually the stone gives way and you feel a rush of cold air kind of moving through. There is a ladder that descends downwards into what you can see on the kind of peripherals of your vision. You see scatterings of bone and darkness otherwise. But there does look like there is another level underneath this mausoleum, probably about 10 feet down.
Okay. But only 10 feet?
For what you're able to see right now, yeah.
Okay, I send some dancing lights down there to see what else lies beyond that 10-foot point.
Okay. Dancing lights move through. Don't see anything. Just the, because again, it's in this kind of weird chute that goes down 10 feet and then it opens up. So you can't really see beyond what you're looking down at.
Okay. I take the time to explain that to the party. Hey, there's like a space that seems to go down for 10 feet into some other level below. I'm not sure where that is, and I don't know how well we would fit in there. Exactly, considering that the entrance to it is a sarcophagus.
And
Clearly
yes,
this
the,
is not about Astani, so
the sarcophagus does look like it could fit Astani. I will say it is large enough too.
Cool. They're just like checking it, tucking their hair, like, oh, cool. They're detect evil and good. Has it been like 10 minutes?
Yeah,
or more.
There has been no pings, nothing.
Got it. So nothing's still there. I think. No, we cannot see anything inside. We don't know how far this goes down. You said 10 feet?
Yep.
All right, I don't care to walk through the dark, but if we have to do this, let's do this with great care. And they start stepping towards it. I think Osani is going to where is that spell? There's so many spells. They wanted to. Oh, they don't have commune on. Do they have commune? They wanted to ask their goddess if this is like the right way forward. Like, is there anything in front of them? But I am out of spell slots, so.
How are you out of spell slots?
No.
Didn't we have a long rest?
Yeah, y'all had a long rest.
I didn't say anything. What do you mean? I didn't say anything.
I was like, what were you
Asani's
doing
patting,
in your sleep?
Asani's trying to find her spell book. Like, where did I put that?
Stani is secretly part of the society, and is doing weird shit at night.
Okay, don't be saying that shit like that. Even if
Astani notices. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Astani notices, like, I do notice that it's dark down there, so I do have a means to create light for us to see by if you need it.
It is very helpful. Yes, I am just worried that whatever that we are looking for, much harder to find. Should we just continue forward and not spend more time here?
Well, unfortunately, spending time here is part of the way forward. Do you have any particular apprehensions in mausoleums?
From the last one? No. Yes. No. Yes. Every time we walk into one, I feel like the answer is that there is undead and more unrest. And granted, I have abilities to control undead or work with them. I just tend not to be interested because they feel like a misuse of life and energy. Not
undead?
Unholy, it's not worth it.
Well, the only thing I can say here is I regret to inform you that the forces we're up against intend to make many more of them if we do not stop them.
Oh, yes. No, I understand. It just gives me a displeasure to have to walk amongst them and not think of their names and who they are and what they used to smile like and be happy about when I see undead walking amongst us. So it's just, I tend to give them too much, and it burdens a heart for a while. So I just don't work with them because of that. It's like a doctor who decides to no longer be a doctor anymore because you carry the work home.
This I can understand, although it is a interesting and different perspective from mine. When I think of the undead, I do not think of nameless people. I think of... And there's a moment of pause, mostly because it's one of those you can see like there's a pause, like he's remembering something. I have felt the gratitude that they feel when they're able to go home.
Oh, Sani's crying. There's just little tears coming out of her corner of her eyes. She has some Pisces in her chart for sure. She's just like, you're calling to me? And then she just turns to you. Then you are a rare one, Rory. A very, very rare gem. And then they'll kind of lightly put their hand onto your shoulder and cast Death Ward for like the next 8 hours.
And I suppose for what it's worth, being in the body that I'm in, I think I feel the same. I don't know if Blackstone would like it much though. I will descend first. And then Ostani, Theodore, I suppose it'll be the two of you after. At least I can kind of disarm traps and things from a distance, and I have an easier time seeing them.
I can also see in the dark.
I really do keep forgetting that there are people who can just do that as non-automaton creatures.
Yeah, you know. Genetics.
Good, you know, a wonderful adaptation for hunting.
Yes. I think in her mind, even though I'm like not looking at Rory, like in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, bro, you like took the dark vision stuff from like probably yourself and put it into this automaton. Like, what are you talking about? I'm smart enough to know that.
I descend.
Been a robot for too long.
All right. You descend down into the depths of this mausoleum through the tomb, finding yourself in a hallway. Not a massive one, but again, if we're concerned, Astani will fit. We'll probably have to hunt her head down a little bit. Little bit. And otherwise,
imagine the dust and the cobwebs following, and just Asani like, this is fine velvet and like cashmere. Like, what are you doing? Just you just hear like behind Theodora, just like. Okay.
And the otherwise darkened hallway that you were in before, now lit up with those dancing lights moving through, showing that this hallway stretches on for a while. I think, Rory, for you, getting glimpses of Blackstone's memories and Deodora, the image that comes to mind is of your time in the Unitel, moving through those underground layers. Rory, you would know you're not in the catacombs proper. There's always one line of a hallway in between the main thoroughfare that is Jorix and the catacombs beneath, to potentially dissuade this being the final "are you sure" kind of for any smugglers or civilians that want to test the ghost story theory. This is essentially that last road, that archway until you hit the Museum of Bone and Ivory that you know is beneath your feet as you are walking.
Should we close the lid of that sarcophagus and say someone decides to follow us in here to check?
I mean, it might delay them, but I think they're going to show up no matter what. But I can close it. I think as I go to close it, I do finally glance into the corner where my friends are.
And they are as they were laid, as Astani left them, looking peaceful. All things considered, obviously, but there.
I think I feel grief and anger sort of grip at my heart, and then I'll close the sarcophagus.
You close. Darkness for a moment before one of the dancing lights kind of moves through, illuminating the spot where you are, Deodora. Who is leading the charge as you move down the hallway?
I think Rory said they were going first.
If you would like to check for traps, you're more than welcome to.
I would like to. I would like to do that with my mage hand because I have a thing to do that.
Yes, you can. Yes,
Yep,
fair.
That ledger domain. Where's Sparky?
Sparky is still with you. It's kind of seems to be much like a puppy exploring something new.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine too, as the light kind of shifted from the top of the sarcophagus coming on, that Sparky kind of poked little nose of like nudging you forward almost through the shift weave that is just ever present around you. They are with you.
Yeah. He didn't sense anything as we were walking, like anybody following us?
Nope.
Okay.
No pings.
And there is shift weave down here?
There is.
Okay.
There is. It's weak, but it's there.
Okay.
All right. Rory, with that mage hand, what did you roll?
Oh, what do you need me to roll for checking for traps?
You would need to do a investigation check.
Investigation. Okay, hold on. What is my modifier for this?
I know it's been a while.
Okay, I got it. Hold on. Yikes. Ew.
Not the yikes, not the ew.
Hold on. Do I have? Let me go check this before I say what I'm going to say. Okay, so that is a nat 1 on that roll.
Oh. Okay.
Is
For checking
Corbin
for-
with you?
Corbin is with you.
Oh, do I
You
get
can use him
advantage
to
for
give
those
a help
things?
action.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's better. 17.
7. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. You move through the hallway with your mage hand and Corbin. And a couple of spots light up as you do. Some are on the ground amongst the cobblestones and path. Some are along the walls, which you can actually, I would say, Rory can see the indentations of likely where a lot of people just kind of brace themselves against the wall to kind of take a breath and ponder if they're making the right choice. These platelets all allow for the chamber to be moved, as is the way of the catacombs. But you're able to quickly, thanks to Corbin and the mage hand, spot those and can alert your group to step around or not touch that wall, specifically that specific stone, to trigger those things, as that would create a separation amongst the group.
So, okay. So since I can make torch-sized lights,
Mhm.
and I can make up to 4 of them with dancing lights, I take 3 of them and place them in the areas that the party's not supposed to touch or to avoid, and just
Gotcha.
It seems that we have found some things. If memory serves, when you step on these, it turns the chamber. It has a way of separating parties, so you'll want to avoid touching them. I have placed a light on each to make them easier to spot.
Is there a way that I can, like, without triggering it, can I mark them, like, with, like, some charcoal or something?
Mhm.
Like, with, just so we can, like put, like, an X there to, like, in case we do eventually want to see what is on the other side.
Yeah, you can easily do that. You can tell as you're placing the charcoal against it, this is something that you have to, like, someone's putting their weight against to have that trigger happen. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, you can easily do that, no problem.
Yeah, and I will do that for every... whenever Rory comes across something like that, I'll put a mark on it.
Okay. You're walking through the hallway, marking as you go. It happens, it's, Rory, I think you catch on to a pattern. It's every about 15 feet or so, relatively within the same spots. Until you've been traveling now a mile, 2 mile. It's slight because the hallway itself has an ever so slight dip to it as you're descending. So you're not going down a set of stairs, but it is moving downwards.
You're going into the earth.
Yeah.
I want to say also, like, I am checking the shift weave just to see if there's any place where it gets stronger, like there are stronger memories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right now you're getting nothing, but yes.
Okay, I'm just checking.
No, that's good. I love it. Till eventually you find yourself at what appears to be a dead end, minus what looks like a mirror in the wall. A large mirror.
I fucking smash it. What are you doing there with your fucking puzzle? Like,
okay, you smash it. And you see what looks to be a trapdoor behind the mirror.
There's a trapdoor behind the mirror?
Mm-hmm. There's like a smaller room with a trapdoor in the bottom.
Gotcha. Okay.
When I look back into the room behind us, where, like, opposite where the mirror is, do I see that same door on this side of things?
You see, it's hard to see because it's a long stretch of hallway going back several miles, but you see it in not declining, but the opposite of it.
Incline.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I could not think of the word. It was right there.
Going uppies.
Going
not
uppies.
Yeah.
Going for miles. But nothing is shifted around you. Nothing else has been put in place. You're not boxed in, kind of thing.
Do we see ourselves in the mirror?
Mm-hmm.
So it's showing us in the mirror in this kind of in a reflection of this random room with a trapdoor in it.
Correct.
Okay. I would like to try something.
Okay.
Like, so I want to I would like Rory to watch the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk away from the mirror towards the trapdoor and reach to where it is in the mirror.
And sure enough, you feel the latch.
Okay. I pull it open.
Okay. you see yet another ladder descending downwards. More bone present around the floor. But looks like a similar looking hallway to the one that you're currently in.
Are the bones all humanoid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pop culture reference. This is giving real as above, so below vibes.
Yep.
Shout out to that movie that I love, but it's also real goofy.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I should have checked. I guess I'm glad I wasn't trapped because I just reached. I mean, I guess the mirror kind of was a trap puzzle thing.
Yeah.
But I will let Rory kind of move in to check for anything before we go down,
Sure.
if he wants to. No pressure.
I do, because it's nice to be helpful. So
Sure.
I go and I do helpful things, and check for more traps. You need rolls for that, right?
Yes, as you descend, yes.
What role do you? Which one? Investigation still.
Yep, if you are checking for traps, it will always be investigation.
18.
18. You get nothing. Nothing popping out. As you descend and you find yourself... Are the lights still going from your fairy lights?
Mm-hmm. Like they just follow me like around like in like a
They just sort of like,
what is the range on
I think,
that?
bounce
'Cause,
in
like,
front of you.
Yeah, they
I
kind of
think
bounce around.
like I thought it was 30 feet, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's the light it sheds. It's been a long time since I've looked at dancing lights.
So they have a maximum range of 60, but they
Okay.
can't be more than 20 feet apart. So I
Yeah.
can just do like, all sorts of things for stuff, which is cool.
Yeah. No traps that you can see, but the walls of the hallway you now find yourself in are drastically different than the one that you were in before. You see
Because-
lines of what looks like at first small stones. And it takes you a minute to realize these are femurs. These are bones from legs and arms that have been stacked, lining the walls. And almost in sections, breaking them apart, are a line of skulls. As
This
you
is
have
sick.
entered the catacombs proper. And
I'm a
that
fucking
is where
freak.
we're going to
This is
call it
sick.
for today.
No, I want to stay. I want to stay in the Bone Castle.
Welcome to the Museum of Bone, everybody. I just put a picture of what you're looking at in the Discord as well.
Okay, well, I will look after.
Yep. That is where we are going to call it for today. Otherwise, we'll easily be
Moss
here.
just came
I know,
back.
Moss just came back. I'm so sorry, Lovey.
Wow.
I'm so
I waited
sorry.
here to not go use the bathroom for like a good 30 minutes. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah,
There's probably video of me just going like this because I'm
Oh.
waiting and waiting, and then I'm like, I can't wait anymore. And then I come back and it's
Sorry. I'm so
It's
sorry. That is where we're gonna call it for today. Believe me, I want to keep going, but I'm like, we could go for like another 2 hours at the rate we're going. And I want to make sure everyone is taking some time for them as well. So thank you so much for joining us today. Today was a ton of fun. I'm so happy to be back, y'all. Oh, so happy. This was so nice for my spirit, my soul. I always have a blast with y'all, so thank you so much for that. Thank you to our incredible mod team, as always, keeping us safe as well. All right, let's go ahead and do our outros, and we'll start with the return Maz, with where we can find and support all the wonderful things
Insult
you're doing.
to injury.
No!
Insult to injury.
No!
hello. I don't know what I'm doing next except hyperfixating on this game, and just think about it in bed. I'm hoping to stream tonight if I have some energy, and after I feed Biscuit. But other than that, yeah, I'm typically on Sundays with Forgotten Adventures and Tuesdays with Catchy Cantrips. And then a couple of wonderful things are happening over at Starcrawl this month, and finishing this month and then continuing onwards. So definitely give a follow, give a look out for those. Or is that the phrase? I don't know anymore. I was so excited
Be
to
on the
fight
lookout.
Thank
Bolo, watch the
Thank you.
socials.
Yeah.
Clock in, bitches.
Yes, thank you. I was
Clock in and then
practicing
lock in, in that
Ostani's
order.
accent all the way from here to
I'm
there
so
to back.
sorry.
You are good.
I was
And then
holding it as
it's
long
just
as I
so
could,
funny.
and I was just
Please
like,
clip it where I turn my camera back on and I put my headphones and I was just about to say something. I'm like, oh, please clip
I'm
that for
so
me. 'cause
sorry. I
so
was
funny.
holding it as long. I'm like, okay, Moss will get back. Nope, this is okay. Like, I was trying so hard.
It's totally fine. It's not your fault.
It's all good.
Girl can't even use the bathroom anymore in these parts. Like you just miss.
I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Let's go over to our wonderful I'm not gonna say problem, remedy for today. Sin.
Hi, I'm still Rory. I did not eat. We have gone one episode now where I have not eaten or attempted to eat a barrier cube and have used them in the way that the DM intended them. Now, whether or not I will continue that trend remains to be seen. But I have been Rory, he and him. I'm Cinziek, he and they, for the foreseeable future. And today's been a wonderful time. I'm glad that I've gotten to hang out here with everybody. You can find me here on Twitch on occasion, possibly today or tomorrow, doing streaming things, and with the Major Linux channel on Thursdays, where once again someone in tech has done something goofy, and I have to explain why they shouldn't have.
Makes sense. And over to Fair.
Hi, I'm Fair. I've been Deodora, fucking puzzle master.
Yep.
Right?
Yes. Mats wasn't here, but I solved a puzzle.
I'm so
sorry, Mats.
Mats.
Sorry, Mats. Mats is gonna quit.
Moss is gonna
Mats is
kill
gonna
me in
show
my
up.
sleep. Like, that's what's gonna happen.
Mats is gonna manifest in your fucking house.
Just in your wall. Why,
Yeah.
Jordan? Why?
Jordan, why? Just like haunting. You're being haunted now. You can follow me on socials at Fairbear, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok. Here on Twitch, I do stream. I thought about streaming tonight, but I've had a headache this whole fucking time. Just FYI. So, not tonight, but I stream whenever I want these days. So just follow me on Twitch. So you get them go live notifications or whatever the fuck. You can also find me over on Dibbles and Dice's channel Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Mountain. Wow. 8 p.m. Eastern. Listen, headache. I have an excuse today.
You do.
For Philly by Night, The Monster Within, which is a Vampire the Masquerade campaign that centers around newly made cam members who have to deal with vampire politics and also learn how to be vampires. We're literally a month old.
Yep. 'Tis true. 'Tis true. It's a great time, I will say.
Yes. Oh, Jordan produces for that, so come over, follow that to support Jordan too.
Wonderful. And everyone, hi. I've been your storyteller, D&D Jordan Lee. I will be back here tomorrow and resuming our regular schedule this week. And we'll be back with a new episode next week with potentially everybody. We got to figure out some scheduling things potentially, but I'm very excited as we are finally getting to the catacombs, and we'll see what that's all about. Thank you so much, y'all, for hanging out with us today. I already know where we're going to head, so please follow us with the raid, as Salem is also giving his love as well. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you next time from Beyond the Veil. Bye, everybody.